came from Florence, South Carolina, and I told Ricky I'd be a behind-the-scenes person, so I'm not real sure how I'm standing up here behind a mic at this point, but, so y'all bear with me. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolded itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. And their feet were like straight feet, and the soles of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides. And their 4 had their faces and their wings. And they had the hands, and their wings were joined one to another. They turned out when they went. They went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the faces of man, and the face of a lion on the right side, and they 4 had the faces of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings on every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies. And they went every one straight forward. When the Spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. They went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I behold the living creature, behold one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures, with his 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their works was like one unto the color of beryl. And they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance had the work. And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their 4 sides. And they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful. Their rings were full of eyes about them 4. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those lifted up from the earth, the wheels lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was the color of a terrible crystal, stretched forth over the heads above. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward the other, and one had 2, which covered one this side. And every one had 2, which covered one that side of their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, as the noise of a host. When they stood, they went down their wings. And there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads, when they stood and had let down their wings. And above the firmament was over their heads was like the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the stone of the throne was the likeness of the appearance of a man above upon it. And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire around about within it, from the appearance of his lions even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw it with the brightness of fire, and it had brightness around about, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud of the day of rain. So was the appearance of the brightness around about it. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake.